Good morning. A good science morning for Wednesday. A good year 9 morning for year 9. This is the Mr. Henry Clement for your Science Year 9 Week 6. Today we are learning about some of the human influence on the environment. Human influence on the environment. The first thing we need to learn about today is about pollution. So the first part will be the air pollution. Thank you for joining us. And we have a 6-week program for you already, and this will be continued until the July. Hope everybody enjoy this, and please always like and comment us so that we know that you are with us, and this will motivate us. Thank you very much. Okay. Today we are talking about air pollution. This is for year 9 science. The very first thing is we need to learn about the effect of the carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide is known as the greenhouse gases, and it allowed the atmosphere allowed the heat pass through from the sun to earth, but prevent the heat energy released from the earth surface from passing out into the space. Okay, so this keeps the earth warm. Okay, it is good to have the earth warm because we can produce more crops actually. Okay, so this is as a result of the carbon dioxide will trap more heat. Okay, and also the heat will cause the expansion of water and the melting of the ice cap, and release the raise of the sea level, which we can call it a global warming here. So the natural greenhouse effects, okay, is without too much of the carbon dioxide. Okay, this is a solar radiation, sun energy from the sun. Okay, you will get into our earth through the greenhouse gases, which is we call it the methane, CH4, nitrogen oxide, and carbon dioxide. Okay, will reach to our Earth's surface, so the plant can grow here. Okay, the plant can grow. Okay, but the heat, okay, with the thin layer of the carbon greenhouse gases, the re-radiated heat can go up and reflects, and some more heat escape into the space and less are re-emitted into the heat. So this is the second kind of the heat coming in. Okay, so this is so-called the natural greenhouse effect. However, if we have more of the thicker layer of the carbon dioxide, methane, CH4, and oxide of the nitrogen, okay, and then it's the same that the sun coming in, the heat energy, but the re-radiated heat, we only have a less heat escape into the space, but more is re-emitted into the heat, into the surface. Okay, so this will make this surface hotter as compared to this. Okay, then this is the so-called the global warming effect. So from the top of the mountain here, there will be less snow and ice. Okay, and then the changes animal migrate and the life cycle, changing rain and snow patterns. This will be heat island, which is called higher temperature in these building groups, stronger storms, more drought and wildlife, thawing, and warmer ocean, rising of the sea level, and the damage of the forests. Okay, so actually we have this agreement. We call it the previous was the so-called the Kyoto Protocol. Okay, but now we call it the Paris Agreement. Okay, so this Paris Agreement is signed by country. Okay, by country. Okay, so to reduce the global greenhouse emission and review the country's commitment every 5 years and provide financing to developing countries to mitigate climate change, strengthen resilience, and enhance ability to adapt to climate change. Okay, this is signed by the 192 parties, which is 191 countries plus the European Union. Okay, so this is the three key elements of this Paris Agreement. Okay, number one, limit temperature. Number two, review countries' commitments to cutting emission every 5 years. And number three, provide climate finance to developing countries. Okay. The other. Okay, so today we are using this book so that we can get together to use this textbook, okay, for the pollution. Okay, so besides for the Air pollution, just now we learned from carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, the acid rain. Okay, we also have this pollution, okay, which is eutrophication. Eutrophication, okay. Eutrophication, you can find this word from the internet, and you have a lot of the idea. It gives you this this topic. Okay, the word is right as this word, eutrophication. Eutrophication. Okay. So this is the effect on the fertilizer or that pollute the water, such as river, but mostly is the lake. Lake. Okay. First, okay, we can look at this one. Okay, the first thing is the fertilizer is added, can you see, to the lake. A farmer spray fertilizer into the field to help his crops to grow better, but by mistake, most and some of the fertilizer get into the lake. Okay, as the rainwater will bring all this into the lake. The second, the increased growth of the water plants and algae. Okay, so the fertilizer will increase this algae. Can you see this is without the green color and the layer, but this is green color in the layer of the algae. Okay, and the water plant, can you see this plant become more and more? Okay, algae are very simple, like plant-like organism. Their population increase. This is called algae bloom. The blooming here. So since the algae is here and it blocks the sunlight, the sunlight cannot reach to the down. Okay, the big population of the plant and the algae cover the water. They stop the light getting into the plants underneath them. So the plant of here will die. Okay, so all these dead plant, okay, provide extra food for the decomposer. Okay, decomposer is organism that eat up all the dead plants. Okay, but produce a lot of the carbon dioxide. Okay. So the number of the decomposer increase, population of bacteria gets very large. Okay, the bacteria all respire using out all the dissolved oxygen in the water. So the fish also cannot get the oxygen, so the fish will die as well. Okay, so from the beginning, from the top, we can see a lot of the plants and the fish, and they are staying there, happily interact each other. But now you can see, after the plant dies, okay, decomposer comes, and also later the fish will die. So now there's only little oxygen in the water, but most animals cannot live there. Fish die because of no oxygen, also no food. Only animals that are adapted to live in the low oxygen condition can survive. This is so-called eutrophication. Eutrophication. So this is, in some way, this looks like this effect will become a tourism center spot for some time, because all these algae may give you a green or blue color effect, okay. So the algae that cause the algae bloom often produce toxic chemical. Yeah, this is another thing. Okay, the toxic chemical. Animals that drink the water may be poisoned as well. Okay, and then this is the Black Sea. Okay, it was taken from the satellite. Okay, and you can see all this green color at the side. Okay, okay, it's actually algae. Okay, next we are learning about habitat destruction. Okay, habitat destruction. Okay, habitat is a place where all human living things live. Okay, so there will be some destruction. That means that the animal is not suitable for the animal to stay there anymore. Okay, so the number of the species will get reduced, and And once all the species die, so the species is called extinct. Okay. So before that, we call it endangered. Okay. So why the land is the habitat become less and less? Because we are using more land to grow crops and farm to keep cattle. Okay. Building more homes and roads, cutting down forests, okay, for firewood and timber for building, and mining to obtain more mineral from the ground. Okay, so there are three main type of the habitat that actually preserve our high biodiversity. Okay, such as the wetland. Wetland is a place such as swamp, marsh and bog. Okay, some wetlands are inland, but some are next to the sea. Okay, some wetlands stay wet all down year, but other may dry out in some times. Okay, so many plants and animals are adapted to live in the wetland. Okay, the most important threat to the wetland is the people drain the land. They do this because they can use it to grow crops and or build on. Sometimes wetlands near the sea are dug away to make deep water harbors. This has happened to huge area of wetland all over the world. Okay. Can you see from this picture, the plants are dying, there's no water. The next, in Borneo, we have the rainforest, which is the habitat of many different species and of the plants and animals. Okay, so we say that this is a very, very high biodiversity. Okay, we have many species here in our Borneo. Okay, but however, humans have cut down vast area of rainforest. Many species of plant and animal are now adapted to live in the rainforest habitat and now already become extinct. Okay, there's no more already. Okay, many other are endangered. This means that there will be few left and they will soon be extinct also. Okay, this is the rainforest in Peru and this is the orangutan in Borneo. Okay, because most of the land, has to be cut down and to grow some crops. Okay, this is one example that this palm oil plantation actually they take out the whole area and cut down all the forest tree and only grow the commercial crops. The next one will be the coral reef. Okay, this is sometimes called the rainforest of the sea. Okay, because this, can you see so many different type of the species of fish here? So this is a very high, very huge biodiversity. Okay, coral reefs are built by tiny animals similar to the sea animals. Okay, they live together in a big colonies and makes huts covering around themselves. These covering are made from the calcium carbonate. Okay, the coral animals have tiny algae growing inside them. The algae make the carbon dioxide by photosynthesis. Okay, carbohydrate. Sorry, the algae make carbohydrate, which is food from photosynthesis. The coral animal use the carbohydrate for food. So this is the plants. Okay, and many different species of invertebrate animal and fish live their whole life in the coral reef. Okay, other animals such as turtle and shark visit coral to feed them. Okay, one of the biggest threat to the coral reef is the acidification. A lot of acid, okay, of the seawater. The carbon dioxide dissolve. Okay, since we have the global warming, also because of the carbon dioxide will dissolve into the water to make a weak acid. So we know that this is a carbonic acid. This acidity makes it difficult for the coral animal to build their skeleton because the calcium carbonate is a slightly alkaline. Okay, then we go to our last one. Okay, so this is the book I will guide through you, and I hope that this you will need to read by yourself word by word and do some exercise. And if you like, you may look for some articles online, just such as Paris agreements articles. And also, if you like to watch some video on YouTube, that will be helpful also. But most importantly is that you yourself need to gather all the information and let the ideas settle down in your own mind, okay, and your own learning, okay. So this is Mr. Henry Clement. So for the protecting environment. So now besides the Paris agreement, we also have this one, okay, preserving the wetland. Okay, we have signed a Ramsar Convention. Okay, this is latest in the 2012, we signed by 161 nation. Okay, so this is on the wall that, or the green color, they already signed and commit to protect, okay, the wetland, okay, preserving. Okay, another one is a ozone layer. Okay, this is the ozone layer is a layer that okay, you can learn how the gases called chlorofluorocarbon CFC they make an ozone layer. Okay, in 1989 a treaty came into force which was signed by many countries. They agreed to phase out the CFC. That means phase out them, they reduce step by step. Okay, so the addition of CFC to the atmosphere has gradually decreased. Scientists predict that the ozone layer will eventually be covered almost completely. Okay, this is the thing. Okay, and reducing carbon emission. This is just now what I have shown you about the Paris Agreement. Okay, countries have signed international treaties promising to the reduced amount of carbon dioxide they produce. However, this has proved very difficult to achieve. Most countries are not managed to meet the target of reducing carbon dioxide emission. This means that the carbon dioxide concentration in the atmosphere are still rising. This is causing the Earth to get warmer. This is called as global warming. Can you see this polar bear? The ice is melting. Global warming will affect the habitat of many different species. Species that are adapted to live in the cold places have to move, and they have become extinct. Okay, so global warming affect climate patterns. Some countries will get less rainfall than they do now. Okay, others may get more. This is make it difficult for people to grow their usual crops, and then the weather and the climate change. It could also change the habitat of the plant and animals. Okay, so today we are learning these three. Okay, and I hope that you enjoy this class. This is Mr. Henry Clement. Okay, so we hope that you can always okay listen to many class and then try to work out your own notes. Okay, this is the idea of learning. Okay, thank you very much.